Walking down the street isn't something that sounds too difficult. However, if you've got social anxiety, it can be. I can get self-conscious about how I walk. I wonder if I'm walking in a way which looks a bit strange or something. Then the more I think about it, the more likely it is that I do start walking strange. At least that's how it feels in my own head. If there are cars going by, I always feel like everyone in their car is looking and judging me. It would be a bit strange if they were, as obviously they need to keep their eyes on the road, but that's the irrationality of social anxiety. I don't like it when a car stops to let me pass. We have these things called zebra crossings here. This isn't because we have an abundance of zebras that are always crossing the road or anything. You wait at the side of the road and the cars will stop for you. This should be a good thing, but for me, I somehow feel guilty for making them stop, and then having to do an awkward little run across the road so I don't hold them up too much. You also have to do a funny little wave to them to say thanks, which always feels stupid no matter what way I do it. If there are no cars on the road, I think, oh great. But then I start worrying if people in their houses are looking out from their windows at me. I don't like having to walk past people either. I just try to look down generally, so I avoid all possibility of any eye contact. There are good things about looking down. As I've said on a previous video, you can avoid certain little canine gifts that have been left in the street. But then sometimes there's that awkward moment where someone walks towards me in my path, and we both try and go the same way. Most of the time this is quickly rectified, however sometimes you can do that thing where you both go right, then both go left, and this could potentially go on all day, like some kind of strange dance. So someone has to stay still and someone has to move in that situation. You just have to hope that someone does actually move, else you'll both be stood there all night staring at each other like some kind of Mexican standoff. Then there are times where I end up walking at the same pace as a stranger walking next to me, so I have to speed up or slow down in order to not be walking next to each other. The other day this happened and I chose to speed up and he did at the same time, so that was awkward. So I felt like, okay, one of us is going to have to slow down here, otherwise we're just two strangers walking next to each other and that's just too strange. So I slowed down, but then that happened to be the same pace as someone else who was walking behind, so I had to modify my speed so I was walking in between them. Walking down the street isn't the most enjoyable experience in the world, for the reasons mentioned, and I think that other people must think the same because they tend to look fairly miserable as they walk down the street. Unless that's just what they feel when they see me, maybe, I don't know. But one time, as this girl was walking by, she started smiling at me. Now this is a very unusual experience, so I didn't know what to do. So I tried to do an awkward little smile back, then I saw her actually start to say something. "Hello," she said. So I awkwardly said hello back, then I realised she was talking to someone behind me. Then, to top it all off, the cars all stopped for me. Because I was so embarrassed, my face had started to resemble a red traffic light.